Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Bohm, and welcome to Inspired. Today, my guest is my dear friend, Doris Symonds. Thank you so much for joining us today, Doris. I am thrilled to introduce you to her because she has been a dear friend to all of the business community. She's a mentor, she's an inspired thinker, and today we're going to talk a little bit about what inspires Doris. She's the owner of TALK, which stands for Teaching and Learning for Knowledge, and she has made it her personal mission, her life's work to really encourage and motivate and empower women to start their own businesses, which, I mean, I can't imagine anything more benevolent than the work that you do. Coincidentally, Benevolent is our our I've Decided weekly winning word. And really, benevolent is just a nice word for being kind and giving. And honestly, I can't think of anyone that's more kind and more giving than Doris. Just this past weekend, Doris and I were at the I've Decided Success Gala.
Yes.
And we were both honored for our work that we do in the community. So it's a perfect opportunity to have you here and kind of share some of the work that you do, because we all know that the first step to success is being inspired, being encouraged, and you need those kind of people around you. So my first question to you, Doris, is why? Why in the world do you do what you do? Why do you give so much of yourself to the business community, to your, you still have a family and friends that you love and support, but you give so much to the community. So why do you do that?
Well, the reason I do that, Michelle, is because I care. I think a person would have to care about others, not all the time about yourself. It's not about you all the time. It's about others. And so I care. And so I want to make a difference in the community in which I live. I want to serve. I want to be a servant leader, and because I care. And that's my passion, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you get so much by being a servant leader.
Yes.
You definitely get more than you give. I mean, that spirit comes right back to you tenfold.
Yes.
You taught me that a long time ago, and I fully believe it because I've been blessed with so many different things because I give so much.
Yes.
And just like you, that's got to be incredibly motivating when you see people that you have helped along the way. They're starting their own businesses, they're making a difference because of the work that you have done. That's wonderful. Through the I've Decided weekly winning word resource, there was an article in there that said that a benevolent heart leans towards others. It's not neutral, it's not indifferent, it is inspired to serve others. That's what a benevolent heart would do, and that rings very true to me. But how do you, I do sometimes feel like you give, and you're not seeing the fruits of your labor immediately. It takes a lot of investment in a person or a thing, a business. You might work for years before you really get something in return. Even worse than that is when you feel like you're helping and maybe someone criticizes that or rejects it or otherwise just, doesn't really want what you're willing to give. How do you deal with that and keep moving forward in your mission when someone rejects that?
Well, I think first and foremost, you have to be concerned about yourself. Okay? You give because you want to give. You give because your conscious mind tell you that this is the right thing to do, is to give. And so with your heart, giving faithfully, giving when there is a need, that is what you're supposed to do. That's all about Christianity. Yeah. And then I was taught when I was a little girl by my grandmother and my aunt and my relatives that if you have more, you are expected to give. And you give with a kind heart. You give. If someone, for an example, needed, let's say, $500, and you gave them $50, but you gave the $50 from your heart because that's all that you could afford to give at that particular time. And so when you do that, it makes you feel good, and you do not expect things in return, because if you do that, then if you expect something in return, then you're really not giving per se, because it's like you owe me.
Right.
Okay. So you want to give with your heart that says, I give this to you. I don't expect it back. I'm giving it with a loving heart, and the responsibility is with that person to decide to either give the money back to you or whatever. But when you give with a loving heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, that's what a servant leader does. That's
Yes.
what a benevolent heart
Yes,
would do. And it doesn't always come back to you directly.
that's right.
You know, maybe it's that someone else helps another person, you know,
Yes.
and pays it forward. So it's all, you know, all that energy is spinning around. You're not necessarily going to see the fruit.
That's exactly right. And so you're not
labor.
expecting it either.
Yeah.
And so if you're expecting it, is that truly giving?
It's probably not. Yeah.
So you give, you walk away, and that's that.
Yeah.
That's the end of that. And so, and then it's a modeling too, because if you give, hopefully you encourage someone else to give to someone else.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that's when you teach your children and your family to give, and they start with a baby to learn to share. And if there is a hurricane in the world, someplace going on in Texas or whatever, and you have a need to see all those people, and you watch television, you see that, and you don't give, something should say something
Right.
in your heart that I have much to give, but yet I don't give.
Yeah, like you know, it's a moral obligation.
Yes, right.
I
That's
have
good.
little boys. They're Spider-Man. You know,
Yes.
with great power comes great responsibility. With great, you know, blessings in your own life, you have a responsibility
That's right.
to pay that forward.
Right, to give and to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you never turn anyone away in need. I mean, there's some things I can barely.
That's my weakness. That's my weakness.
I suppose you could argue. Some people would argue that you give too much, but you're doing it from a spirit of you know that you're going to get it in return. So I tease you on that a little bit, but you might give more than most. But you never turn anyone away that does need help. In fact, Thursday night we're getting together with 50 women in business.
Oh my gosh.
She puts together a togetherness celebration for 50 women, and we all get in the room and talk about, look at how much we have all helped each other, and we celebrate that together.
Yes.
It's called the Women in Business Togetherness Celebration. We do it
Yes.
every November.
Yes.
I never miss it. It's always one of my favorite events of the year.
Wonderful.
But you know, the fact that you focus on women so much, obviously anyone could use your help, and you don't deny it to anyone. But why women? Why do you give so much specifically to women?
Because I think they need it.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
and I keep telling them that they need this, you know, to empower and encourage women to be the best that they can be. And most importantly is that I do it because I want their business to grow.
Yeah.
You know, and I keep saying that I am the woman that can help your business grow. So I work for you. They don't hire me. I always say your employee. I am your employee that you have not hired. But because women need more. When we as women, let's say, for an example, financially, we have Fran McKay who can always share about finances and what women need. We have Jenny Case, who does the same thing to talk to women about what they need, because we are the nurturers. We take care of everyone besides ourselves. And we're the last one to say, okay, we've gotten older, and who will take care of us? And so as Susie Orman says, that you need to take care of yourself.
Right.
It's just like on the airplane. If the airplane
your
is going
mask
down, I know you have beautiful children, and I know
Yes.
you have a wonderful husband. And if with that husband, are you going to put his mask on first, or are you going to put your mask on first?
Right.
It says take care of yourself and put your mask on first.
Yes.
So that's what it's all about.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I remember hearing one time that anything you give a woman, she will grow.
Yes.
If, you give her a house and she'll make it a home kind of thing.
Yes. Yes.
That she will multiply everything that is given to her. And I can totally see that through your work because
Oh.
these women come together and they help each other.
Yes.
And then all of our businesses grow.
Wonderful.
Being able to, you're the networking queen. You're known as the networking queen around Peoria because that's what you do. You bring those people together and then watch it grow. You can
Yes.
step back and just watch it grow. Oh, that's just so incredibly rewarding.
That's, was it benevolent?
Yes, that's
Yes.
benevolence. Yes,
Yes.
it's
Yes,
kindness.
that's what
It's
kindness
giving
of the heart.
That's why I love November so much because it's all about being thankful and giving
Yes.
thanks for all of the amazing things in your life. Those don't come without hard work. So I do know that what you do is incredibly hard work. You're up in the crack of dawn, working hard, and we are all just trying to keep up with you.
Well, you're up when at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
or 4:30. If I'm up and I ding you
Yeah.
and you respond, that means that you're also up.
Yes. So again, my guest today is Doris Symonds, the owner of Talk, Teaching and Learning for Knowledge. And we are talking about what a benevolent spirit could really do for your life, for your business. I'm going to take a minute and go to our friend Daryl Crook, who is fishing for inspiration about benevolence. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing? You caught me just in the nick of time. I'm just picking up my fishing equipment. I got to get home. I got to help my wife out. Got to be benevolent, Speaking of that word, that's an interesting word, benevolence. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, said, "What's the single most mood-lifting thing you can do? It's to go out and help another person." Isn't that interesting? When we help someone else, when we focus on someone else, it actually lifts our mood, makes us feel better. I wish more people would realize that. And it's really not that difficult. You can do it in a lot of different ways. It could be anything from the proverbial helping the little old lady across the street, helping her take her groceries into the house, helping your wife with some cleaning like I'm going to do, or maybe writing a good positive email to someone, thanking them or praising them for a job well done. It doesn't make any difference how you do it, but focusing on somebody else's needs, helping someone else, actually lifts our mood. Well, I got to get going. Got to help the wife,
That's so great. That is Daryl Crook, who just this past weekend was honored at the I've Decided Success Gala as our Business Member of the Year. And it really is because he has a benevolent spirit too. He gives so much. I love what he said about when you're feeling bad about yourself, do something for someone else.
That's exactly right.
You feel completely different. I know every time I get a thank you card from you or a little note in the mail, I turn around and do that same thing for somebody else because it does. It inspires you. When someone gives something to you, it inspires you to do more. It inspires you to give more. So thank you again for doing that. Next month on Inspired, we are going to be preparing for the new year. My guests are going to be Vicki Streetmatter with Empowered Financial Living and our favorite realtor, Jeannie Quick. They just teamed up for a great program that I attended called Dream Outside the Lines. And it's all about preparing for your future, either financially or creating a vision for what you need. So next month, they're going to be my guests, and we're going to work on our I've Decided Success Planner that we just got. This is for 2019. And we are going to prepare for all of the great things that are coming. You can get your I've Decided Success Planner by joining our community. We are super excited about this new great way to be part of I've Decided. And it's all about bringing this tribe of people together because we know that your success will grow exponentially based on the people that you're around. When you surround yourself with great, kind people that are always giving, you are going to grow with them. They say you're the sum of the 5 people you spend your time with. That's why I like to spend time with people like you.
Great.
You're the sum of those 5 people that you spend the most time with. So join the I've Decided community and get your I've Decided Success Planner. That also gets you free tickets to all the conferences that we're attending, that we have those 3 times a year. So by being part of the community, you're able to do that. There's also some really, really exciting things planned for 2019. If you are a member of the I've Decided community, those are all included in your membership. So definitely something that the whole world needs to consider joining with us. Thank you again for joining us today. I am Michelle Bohm, owner of Inspired Style Company, and your host for this I've Decided media program we are simply calling Inspired. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
PeoriaLife.com